Hello and good evening. Welcome to a special program on NewsX brought to you by OneXpat. Well, this is a breaking news, rather somber mood we have. Before the start of the show, former Indian cricket captain Bishan Singh Bedi passed away at the age of 77. Bedi, a legendary left-arm spinner, played 67 tests for India, taking 266 wickets and participated in 10 ODI matches, securing 7 wickets. He was a vital part of India's famous spin quartet in 1970s, alongside Prasanna, Chandrasekhar, Venkataraghavan. As captain, Bedi led India in 22 test matches with 6 wins, 11 losses and 5 draws. In ODI cricket, he captained in 4 matches with 1 win and 3 losses. Bedi also played 2 matches for India in the 1975 World Cup. In this event, he took 1 wicket each in the matches against East Africa and New Zealand. Well, it's a sad day, and we're going to relive some memories with not the coach. He was the player under Mr. Bishan Singh Bedi. I go on to Mr. Rajkumar Sharma, the Dronacharya awardee coach, and also the coach of Virat Kohli. Mr. Rajkumar Sharma, this must have been one of the worst news of the season thus far. Your views on Mr. Bishan Singh Bedi, the coach, the player and the administrator.
It's a very sad news, Sunil. I mean, I'm shocked that Bishan Paji is no more. A legend, and what a person, what a great human being. And we'll really miss him. He was highly respected among all the players, and he always fought for the players. I have very fond memories for him, and we will really miss him. He was a legend, and I have no words to say.
I know. I'm sure before the program started, we had this small chat, and you almost broke down in that conversation. So what is, as a player, as a Ranji Trophy player for Delhi, what is your memory of the coach or as the administrator of Delhi? Your view, sir?
He was, when I was playing Ranji Trophy for Delhi, he was a coach for Delhi. He used to coach Delhi Ranji Trophy team. And he was a tough taskmaster. But at the same time, he was so helpful for the cricketers. You need anything, you name anything, and that is there. He will always get you best of the thing, best of the balls, best of the facilities, best of food, whatever the players wanted. He always fought for the players. And as an administrator, he was so helpful for the cricketers that he could go to any level to help cricketers. That was the best part of it.
Absolutely. Well, one thing you can't miss is his baritone and his shouting straight from one end of the pitch to the other, or rather one ground to the other in Kotla Firosha, if you remember those net practices and net days. Any other memory that you can think of the great legendary administrator?
Yeah, I do remember, I was a junior coach at that time, and Bishan Paji was the senior coach of Delhi.
Yes.
And his son, Angad, was in my team for Delhi in under-19 team. And we had played 2 matches, but I didn't play him in the 11. And it was the 3rd game, and I met Bishan Paji, and I told him that, Paji, I'm not able to play Angad because he's not bowling well. So he was such a big-hearted guy. Despite being Angad's father, he said, don't play him till the time he doesn't bowl well. So that's sort of sportsman he was. A great sportsman, a real legend. And what a pleasure to watch him on those days, even when he used to bowl. He was music to watch. His action was brilliant, unbelievable. And I just can't digest that he's no more with us.
Absolutely. He had amazing action. Even he used to bowl in the nets. In fact, I've had the pleasure of honor of being a part of his coaching schedule, but that was long ago. Coming back, he was a man of great wit and repartee. He wouldn't hold back his words as well, whether it was on the field, off the field, or even in the boardroom. Do you remember one of the incidents where he actually lashed out at the other administrators or people who were in the power?
So many times.
Yes.
The administrators were scared of him. At times he wanted SD test ball, and people used to be scared. I've seen officials scared of not going inside near him. to give the balls. They used to send some groundsmen, you kindly give these balls to Paji. So he was so, they were so scared of him that he'll shout at them why it got delayed and why the kids are not getting the best of the balls. So he was very helpful for the cricketers. He could do anything for the cricketers. And for that, we would go a long way to help all the cricketers.
Well, that's a sad news that as we walked into the studio, we hear the passing away of the great Bishan Singh Bedi. Now, as they say, the show must go on and we move our focus. We would not hold you back. Just a couple of quick questions. Pakistan has managed to score 282 for the loss of 6 wickets today. Now shifting back, the 22nd game of the 2023 World Cup underway between Pakistan and Afghanistan at Chepauk Grounds in Chennai. Pakistan won the toss earlier in the day and chose to bat. The innings saw a total of 209 runs for the fall of 5 wickets at the 43 overs, but that was a while ago. Notably, captain Babar Azam scored 74 runs, but was caught by Noor Ahmed, who took his 3rd wicket. Ahmed also dismissed Mohammad Rizwan for just 8 runs and Abdullah Shafiq for 58. Badr secured his half-century in the World Cup, marking his 30th ODI half-century. Saad Shakil contributed 25 runs before being caught by Rashid Khan, while Abdullah Shafiq, 58 runs, completed his ODI career 50. Imamul Haq, who scored 17 runs, was out after an opening partnership of 56 runs with Shafiq. Well, sir, it's 282 for 6. Do you think it's good enough to defend, or what do you make of this entire situation? Because it's a last 10 overs fight back from Pakistan.
I think the match is on, Sunil. I mean, you can't, Pakistan can't take it easy that we have scored 280. I mean, it is a gettable score, and Afghanistan has the batting to chase such a total, and they'll have to bowl very well and field well as well to restrict Afghanistan, because Afghanistan has got good batters and the Gurbaz and all. They have shown that they are capable of getting big runs. Only thing they will lack is experience, where it will be handy for Pakistan that if they can get early wickets, and then they can put pressure on Afghanistan. But I still feel that it is 60-40 in favor of Pakistan, but the match can always change. So Pakistan will have to bowl really well to win this match.
So 2 things go very predominantly for Afghanistan when they play against Pakistan, especially in today's match. One is their resilience, and something special comes into them when they take on Pakistan. And second, in India when they play, they almost feel as if they are turbocharged and they're just ready to go against any side. And you saw that against India as well. Your views, sir, on those 2 points?
Yeah, the Indian public really supports Afghanistan team, and Afghanistan, as it is, they have been having their camp in Noida and Dehradun. So they are very familiar with the Indian crowd, and people like them. They have been very nice with the Indian people. So people support them, and they feel that it is our own team, and vice versa. So I think that is an advantage Afghanistan has. But looking at Pakistan bowling, I think it's not going to be very easy for Afghanistan to chase this score, and maybe wicket even will go slightly slower, Sunil, with the time. So I think it is a match on. One good partnership can take this match away from Pakistan, but at the same time, some early wickets can take it towards Pakistan.
Sir, since you have to go for your coaching right now, we'll just take in another quick question, sir. This is a fan question. If you were to put your money, thought, heart, brain and your emotions, which team would you be backing today?
Well, I'll wait till the power play, Sunil. I'll wait till the power play.
Well, sir, when we look at the power play, we have some of the best figures coming up in power play. We'll just show you on the screen right now. But Pakistan's batting in the first power play of this World Cup, 43 for 3 against Netherlands in Hyderabad, 48 for 2 against Sri Lanka, 49 for 1 against India, 59 for no loss against Australia, and 56 for no loss against Afghanistan. Now, if Afghanistan needs to come in and secure this match, what is the kind of run they've got to put on the board in the power play?
I think if Afghanistan has to win this game, they need about 60 runs in per play with maximum 1 wicket loss. If they lose more than 1 wicket, I think Pakistan will make it tight for them.
Well, Pakistan will definitely try to make it tight for them, because remember, Pakistan is on the 5th position right now, and they've been dismantled by the Aussies after their win, and it's becoming increasingly difficult to analyze which team is going to be on the 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. And remember, we still have half the tournament away. Well, we'll let you go, Mr. Sharma. Thank you for your time and joining us on this rather somber day when we heard the news of Mr. Bishan Singh Bedi passing away. The great legend, the great administrator, the great coach, and of course one of the great cricketer with great sense of humor. We shift our focus back to our guest in the studio right now. It's Tasneem. Tasneem, Granger, what do you make of this situation right now? Sir has already said that it's little tight, but Afghanistan can demolish Pakistan if they get their power play right. Your views?
Yeah, definitely. Afghanistan would obviously want to look to, strike early, get some early wickets up front. I mean, Pakistan has held them out today. Pakistan has held their own. It was looking a bit shaky. Great start from them. And, they just managed to do things. They managed to stick it out. There was a time when it was looking like it was collapsing for them. But great comeback, obviously, by Baba. He's got 3 or 4 notable partnerships that managed to build around him as the innings went along. Not to mention the big finish at the end for me. The last partnership, 73 runs, just off 45 balls. And we've been talking about it. We've been talking about the fact that power play 3 holds the key. We've seen it time and time again. They scored 91 runs in the last power play, and that's a big deal for me.
Well, 93 is a big score. In fact, we looked at the other teams scoring over 120 odd runs in the last 7-8 overs. Is the 100 run the new template for the 3rd power play?
Yeah, I think definitely, teams need to find themselves, pacing themselves through this game, because first power play, I'm with coach on this one. You got to find yourself scoring nothing under 6 runs and over in the first 10 power play to be able to obviously expose the field, exploit the gaps in the field as well of where things are going on. But it's the acceleration at the end of the innings that's key for me. I think we'd say anywhere between 85 to 100 runs has become par. That's the new standard that's been set this World Cup.
Well, absolutely. This is the new template that has come in this World Cup as we go over. In fact, one of the coaches actually predicted that even 500 runs, yes, we are in almost half of the World Cup. One of the coaches predicted that you may even find a 500 run template which is going to be there, which is absolutely outrageous. But you never know. This is ODI World Cup, and every team is going on not only for the trophy but also on the standing and also the prize money, which is going to be which increases. Tasneem, are you aware of the prize money for each team, but how incremental it is for the finalist, the semi-finalist, the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th? How does it help the team when they get into the next round and better standing?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure of the figures, but one thing I can tell you that's beneficial is it does help cover those small gaps, at home where teams need certain things or teams need certain needs to be met, and they're constantly facing probably reasons from their board of funding or reasons of one thing or the other. So there's a lot to fight for teams here on the line. You must remember, teams that finish at a certain position on the log get a chance to also be part of the World Championships, the World ODI Championships that go on. It's a fixture. Teams that are below this ranking get to be part of future teams programs where they get a chance to now play teams that are within Test playing nations. For example, the Netherlands, that don't have Test playing status, will be able to find themselves getting more and more fixtures throughout the year based on their ranking by the end of this tournament.
Well, that's an interesting point you made. Let's shift our focus back on the game right now. What about the spinners? I mean, they seem to be off color today. Rashid Khan, everybody seems to be off color.
Yeah, like we've been talking about, that this is the World Cup. This is not just a local series being played and contribution towards your overall points. People are doing their researches. Players are doing their homework on each other and the matchups. You keep mentioning for me about the matchups. Everybody will know to say, if you take on Mujib early up front, obviously we've seen Afghanistan use him to open against Australia. So by now, it was expected from Pakistan to face Mujib early on up front. And you can see that they had a plan for him today. They were more than comfortable, to just milk him for the runs they could take him on for and let him make the mistake on the loose delivery, then they pounce.
Well, that was an interesting point you made. Let's look at the other head-to-head matches in the World Cup. We look at Pakistan versus Afghanistan. When you look at the thing right now, the first to 10th over, Afghanistan has faced Pakistan on 4 occasions and they've scored not bad, 188 runs as compared to 189 runs. Strike rate is at 78, pretty identical. The average is 47% and the dot balls is also marginally high. So what do you make of the first to 10th figure between the two teams when they face each other?
Yeah, so obviously pretty close in these run totals. That will tell you that there's a lot of growth happening, obviously, for me from an Afghanistan perspective, and you can't take for granted, we've been saying this, you can't take for granted teams that come into this tournament having nothing to lose at all. Pakistan's currently fighting to get their way back into the top 4. They sat there for a couple of days. They had a taste of what it was like sitting that close to the semi-final just to get knocked out of it again, So they have pressure. They have the pressure of the table as well as they have the pressure of a reputation. Guys like Afghanistan that are building a name for themselves right now are just here to play good cricket and play their best at it.
Well, if Afghanistan has to win today, who do you think needs to make the top contribution? How do they need to go in for the first 10 overs and from 20 to 35 overs? Your views?
Yeah, definitely. They will want to look to obviously not lose any early wickets up front. Ramanullah Gabbar is a big key for me in this innings as well. Not taking away anything from Ibrahim Zaldran. We've seen what he can do when he gets a chance to get going and he does settle in. He can become a big threat for batsmen. He can become that guy that, is the Baba Azam for his side, aside from Ramanullah Gabbar, where he gives his team a chance. You have middle order guys that are able to come in and say, look, anything in my arc, I'm willing to swing at it, I'm willing to go at it. And that can only come, that confidence can only come from having one of your senior guys and top guys from the top of the order.
If they need to take a go in and have a go at the Pakistan bowling, which are the weak links according to you right now in the Pakistan team? Because remember, they haven't found their mojo as of now.
Yeah, definitely. Like we've seen today, obviously Rashid, for me, getting a bit of turn. He had a few that may not have turned but kicked off the surface, and caused a bit of question. I'd like to see them taking on the spinners personally for me, Like you said, you mentioned that this is almost, you could say, a second home for the Afghanistan team as well.
Yes.
So it would be great to see, batsmen come out with a bit of aggression against the spinners if they happen to use a spinner up front. I'd like to see them just be comfortable, to nudge it around. We have mentioned this fact that Virat Kohli's innings last night was brilliantly paced, brilliantly tacted for me. The amount of singles he took showed you that he knew, he had a plan. He was going to go at people a lot later. So they need to come in with a clear plan, be it a team plan as well as personal plans on who they're taking on.
That's been just shifted to just on the coach hat right now and just tell us, what would you tell the team if you were to just go and give them a pep talk or a plan and share a little paper that these days coaches have started sharing?
Definitely, I want to tell my openers, to just give themselves a chance, Coming into the evening, obviously, we know what the temperatures are like in Chennai, It's starting to cool down. That means you can pace your innings. That means you are able to run those extra 1s and 2s. You are able to shift the pressure back on the bowlers. And once you do that, bowlers will start trying to find other plans. We've seen it today again. We've seen Afghanistan nearly lose it in the middle overs, coming at it. They were bowling super well for me, pitching the ball up and getting batsmen to play those loose shots. A couple of chances went in the air. You have guys coming out softest missiles, punching straight to the covers, and that's only created by pressure at the end of the day. You have them setting up batsmen, pitching it up. You pull that one back of a length, and you see that things start happening. So for me, I get in there, I stand in the changing room, I tell my guys that I know they're good enough. I know this isn't the most biggest score that they ever going to chase in their lives. They're coming off a great momentum, regardless of the loss to India, I believe they put on a great fight against India, and this is just Pakistan. They are just another team.
Well, where's your money right now, Tasmin?
I'm with the Afghans on this one, hey.
Absolutely. Okay, the entire country and also our in-studio guest, we are rooting for Afghanistan and hoping that there will be another upset in the making.